Hello!
There we go!
Woo!
Yay!
We're here, guys! Alright, you should be able to hear us, and our audio should just be smashing it right now. Hello! Do our intro, Gretchen. Thank
Hi,
you.
everybody! Welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis Special Edition with Leona.
Da 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 da. Here's special music for me.
In front of the camera for the
Yes.
first time
Yes.
in many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're trying something new, and I'm over here. Hopefully y'all can hear us. Let us know. So I figured out how to make the camera all work and control the behind the scenes while sitting here.
You could say you're dual wielding.
I am dual wielding. So yeah, this episode, Gretchen and I are going to be painting up a board game mini, actually, from Ukotoa. And this is a board game by Darrington Press, which is super fun. So it's from the Critical Role world, just so you know. And this is, I think, the first board game by this publisher. I am not Dave, and Dave is out with
both have
family.
glasses.
We both have glasses,
Yeah,
similar. We're basically the same person. So, let us know if you're watching. I don't see any people in the chat, sad tears, so let us know if you can hear us. And
Your first debut. They'll never know.
I know, right? Basically, I just want to make sure that you can see. Hello! Hi, Jason. Good to see you. I will stop talking, and actually we can show, I figured you can show the mini a little bit, and then I can show what's in the box, which should be super fun.
So, do you know what this guy's called? He's like a sea serpent kind of thing.
I'm pretty sure the monster is Ukotoa. That's his name.
That's just his name?
Yep.
He looks like a Pokemon. I like him.
He does look like a Pokemon, honestly. So here we're gonna zoom up a little bit on Gretchen's mini. And yeah, you might see me jump up and leave the screen, and that's just gonna be part of the show.
It keeps it surprising
And interesting,
yeah.
engaging. I have my paints here. So this is the mini. He's, I would say, a board game mini size. He doesn't have a scale
He's pretty chunky. I would use him with other minis.
Hey
I would do
JT,
that.
thanks for watching. Yeah, comparative, I want to show him compared to the minis that these little people.
those little meeples?
Because he is, I think, scaled to that. So we have a little bit of a meeple. I'll zoom in on that. Yeah, at the very beginning was a little rough because I was trying to get everything set up, and then I realized I still had the game trade title screen up, and so our folks at home didn't get to see the paint splatter. They heard the intro, but they didn't get to see the intro. So
It's special episode, Leona.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Sorry
just
that
part
that
of the
didn't happen.
experience.
Yeah, this game came out earlier this year, around, I think, honestly, at the beginning of the year. So yeah, you can kind of see that they're scaled to each other. This monster, and this is a person.
Peeps at Critical Role. Does Critical Role watch this show?
Peeps at Critical Role, yeah, they better.
They should.
Excuse you, Matt Mercer. I know Matt Mercer's my biggest fan.
Do you know they're doing the Muppets thing? Do you remember when I came
they
in?
really?
They're doing a Muppets thing. And for those of you, I don't know, some of you might remember that back when Rick was on the show, we discussed how fun it would be, I think on an episode, to have a Muppets D&D show.
Yeah, we did.
And Critical Role, I believe, is doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Like an adjacent kind of show with Muppet type things. And I have to say, I'm a little... I could go back on Twitter and find where I
could
posted.
find that clip.
I could be like, I was
2
there
years
first.
ago. That's amazing.
I want to be a Muppet so bad. It's
That's
so
amazing.
unfair.
Yeah, I wanted to show a little bit what was inside the box. So this is like a deck building game where you are working through, it's semi-cooperative, I believe, and so you're kind of doing things to get to a certain point and then you win. You don't win together, but you want to win individually. And I'm trying to open the cards, but they're very well packed. And you also have this tile, these tiles, you move on them, and I believe they flip throughout the game. And then you get to kind of move your different pawns, make things happen. What's cool about this board game, and one reason why I wanted to have it in studio, is because of the mini.
It is a super cool mini, and it's really like, I like it has the water that it's coming out of. It's more elaborate than you'd find with a lot of board games.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Here, let me put it against the white. Hi, everyone. Hi, Gary. Hi from Facebook user. Oh, I could get you that link, but it's gonna take me a second. If you jump over to YouTube or, oh, also, hello, Lonely Yeti. Thanks for joining. So cool. Yes, we are painting the monster. The art for the monster is green and
yellow.
Yellowy. This monster
Very
has...
glowy.
I don't... Oh, yeah.
It's
So
like
it's...
eyeballs.
Yeah, you can kind of see it in the art, but there are eyeballs on him. This serpent. This crazy monster. And if I do believe so, that this monster is actually from the campaign.
That's
Excuse
really
me.
cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they encountered this monster. This might have been after I stopped watching, or listening, I should say.
You too can face this monster in combat.
Yes. So do you have kind of a paint scheme that you're going for?
I do. I'm going to try to keep it with the box art because
Okay.
I haven't done that in a while, so I'm going to attempt. I mixed up a kind of base green that I'm very lightly, I don't care that if the black shows through, like in the crevices of those scales, because it'll just look like shadow.
Okay.
But I mixed a dark green because the greens I had out were a little too blue. So I used gold yellow and a little bit of ultramarine blue and just got a very like standard grass green. And then what I'm gonna do is probably go over that with a bit of a black wash just to really bring that texture out. And then bring some of the highlights on his webbing, around his face, and kind of on those tentacle-y bits. And then go in with a yellow and a gold to make those glowy eyes. And there are actual shifters here that
Yeah, I
we're
thought
gonna
we
use
would bring out...
because Dave is away, so Leona and Gretchen are gonna play.
Yeah, basically. Honestly, I was like, you know what this needs? Shifters.
And you haven't gotten a chance to really paint
pink
with
shifters. Yeah, I went ahead and grabbed myself the Space Dust set. So the Space Dust has some like orange to violet, blue to violet, green, blue to violet, bright gold to brown, old gray to violet, and red gold. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I think that's going to end up looking fantastic.
Yeah. Also, hello to James. A little late. What happened to Dave? Well, Dave is actually on vacation right now with his family, enjoying some
Family time.
family time. Painting, mini painting free, maybe? Who knows?
Maybe.
I know Dave sometimes is a rascal and brings
It brings...
mini paints on his vacation. No, but this is kind of like a trip away with, I believe his daughters do like Girl Scouts, and I think that's with them. Or something like that.
JT says, I'm using the shifter set on my Nemesis minis right now. Great set of paints. I misread that wrong at first, and I thought you were saying shifters were your nemesis. And I was like, oh. That's aggressive. Did you accidentally just like spill a bunch? Like, I was trying to piece together the story in my brain.
The shifters are my nemesis. So, JT, which ones do you have? Aurora Borealis. That's actually a big pack, but I guess that's all of them? Because we have the space... I think I gave you the space... No. Yeah, space dust.
Yes.
And then we also do have the galaxy dust there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stalling because I don't know where I want to start on this guy. I did, for any of you wondering, as I normally do now, I sprayed this guy with a Chaos Black, excuse me, by Citadel. And because for a while I was spraying them white, and then one day Dave on the show was like, yeah, it's way better to have black, like it makes it a lot faster to paint because then you don't have to worry about the shadows. And I was like, what?
You learned something, though.
I did, and I felt really bad because honestly this was like post-COVID, like it wasn't that long ago.
Well, because before you,
Rick would always...
he'd go out in the little back room and just
Yeah.
spray them down real quick, or I think Johnny tried it for a short while.
And like sometimes Dave would bring minis in sprayed, and I did notice that frequently Dave would bring in black primed minis, and I just never knew why. So there's a tip for you guys. Also, hello Josh Potter, thanks for joining. Also, thank you Josh for your very kind message.
That was so nice.
That you posted in our Facebook group. If any of you don't follow us on Facebook, be sure to go over Painting Happy Little Minis, join the group. I'll, actually, I don't know, I'm not in charge of the chat right at the moment. I'll put the link in the chat in a second.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to evolve.
Yeah. I'm gonna, like, be super multitasking right now, which is why it's just gonna take me a little longer to paint my miniature. But anyway, Josh wrote a really nice message about mini painting in the community, and I just wanted to say, live on air, thank you so much. It really meant a lot to me. It really did.
Yeah, it was really so sweet, and we were all so happy. I was like, aw,
so
they do care.
We do try and foster like a sense of painting community here, and just like, hey, grab your paints no matter where you are, even if you haven't painted in forever or have never painted at all. It's never too late to join mini painting, right?
Right.
Just kind of have fun.
Just wing it. Just do it.
And that's what we really definitely try to foster on the Painting Happy Little Minis group, where it's just like, hey, what are you doing? Checking in. Make sure you're still excited about the hobby. If you ever have any questions, there are some really great painters in there who can definitely help you out. And man, people have been posting awesome stuff lately.
They really have been.
I don't know if it's just like post-COVID life or what, but like, man, people have really upped the ante on their painting jobs, and I just have to say, like, shout out to everyone.
It was all that time stuck indoors. They were finally able to just, like...
Or maybe even, like, have the confidence to be like, you know, I'm gonna do this now, and, like, or, you know, the time. So that's been really fun.
But, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat. You have the space and the galaxy dust. Okay. I like to prime black and then do a zenithal prime with gray and a touch of white. I honestly was thinking of zenithal priming this guy, but I didn't, because I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I never done that before. And so zenithal is the one when you do the, like, spray from the sun, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the zenith, like you bring in the white after the black to kind of help you bring out the highlights and the shadows. And yeah, I was a little
I don't
nervous.
know. I think we should go for it one day.
Okay.
You just choose a light source and just go for it.
Yeah, I think it's super easy and quick. Spray from the top down and you're done. Oh, okay. I guess I always was thinking you had to choose where you wanted your sun, but I guess you're...
either your son's here or your son's
here.
Yeah.
All right. I will be trying.
Look up to the sky.
Look to the
on
sky
the third day.
and see. I'm just a poor boy. Don't get me started on singing, because I will sing forever.
I'm okay with that.
So I'm going in with just a black-green, actually, on his scales. And I want to not actually paint the serpent, like, middle section, his belly, so that then I can make that a lighter color later on.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Because in the picture, I think it's all one color.
Yeah, he's not super colorful in here, but...
That's why I brought the shifters out.
But I'm trying for it. I'm attempting some fun things with him so that he's not boring. I don't think he could be boring though. He's a fun like sculpt, I think.
Oops. Oh, I could read the sea shanty.
Ooh.
Let's not do that.
Ooh, there's
it's
a
very
sea
long.
shanty?
It's very long.
We could have had a...
It is very long, everyone. Oh, gosh. Okay.
I think, you know what we should do? We should post up the sea shanty with the minis and ask people to send clips of them singing it. With their own, whatever sea monster or nautical themed one mini you have. While you're painting it, just give a clip and then we'll just mush it together.
Okay.
Just like
I mean, I can do that, but I don't know if everybody
You're like, Gretchen, this is a lot of work for your creative vision.
That.
This is almost as bad as when you wanted to do the Pokemon rap to Vallejo paints.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which is still a great idea, but if anyone else wants to do that, shout out. Oh, JT says, I have the sea serpent from Blood Rage, just saying. I mean, I can do it.
I'll do it too. I'll film it. We could do this.
In the like description of this guy is that legend tells of a beast that resides in the depths of the oceans of Exandria, a monstrous beast known by many names, and then one of them is Ukotoa. So yeah, this is a semi-cooperative game. You're aboard a single ship, and your boat has been sunk by Ukotoa, so you must flee, push, and sacrifice each other in order to escape the creature. A really good like bonding.
Yeah, just bonding
friendship.
exercise.
So for those of you who are watching who maybe haven't said hello today, hello to you and welcome.
To the very, very special...
To the very special episode where I am on screen and I don't know what I'm doing.
Having a good time.
That's right. But for those of you who are watching, like, let us know what you guys have been painting. In the chat, we would be interested to hear about that. If you have any new mini painting endeavors. Ooh, actually, I'm going to zoom in on Gretchen real quick while I do things behind the scenes.
Oh man, that means I actually be painting well today.
Yeah, basically.
That's fine. No pressure. He's looking pretty cool though, I gotta say. I'm appreciating this mini.
It's not Ukotoa, it's Ukotoa. Because one of our dear friends in our group sent actually a little video and I clipped it and wanted to showcase it during our like mini extravaganza. I don't want to give away what the clip is, but it's like someone's paint job.
That sounds cool. That sounds like a fun time.
That's what I have to get this all set up.
let's try to paint an eyeball.
So Gretchen, what have you been up to
I have in my life.
In your life, in your hobbies?
I haven't been doing too much in my hobbies.
Have you been doing any swords things?
I haven't. I've been doing wedding planning things,
Gotcha.
and that's kind of been eating up swordsy things times.
That's fair.
And unfortunately, for the times that I have scheduled to do horseback riding swordsy things, it's been raining.
Wah. Yeah, it has been raining a lot around here. So it doesn't surprise me, because I feel like every afternoon it rains.
Yep, so I haven't really gotten a chance to do too much. I did, however, recently get some new equipment, so I'm excited to test that out.
Oh, awesome. Also, hello, Dolphin Man. Dolphin Man, Dolphin Man.
I love that. That's a good title. I appreciate that.
And also, hello, Mossberg's Hobby and Games. Thanks for joining.
Hey.
Where is Mossberg?
That's a good question.
Let
I
us
like
know.
that you turned to me so confidently. And I'm just like, I could have said anywhere.
You
I
really
could have been
could have.
like the moon.
You could have. It's on the moon. I would have been like, that's amazing.
That sounds right. That sounds
Mossberg.
good.
Tucson, Arizona. I love Tucson. Honestly, can we just talk about how awesome Tucson is for like a hot second?
I have never been, and I appreciate your strong, strong feeling.
Yeah, no, Tucson's such a cool place. I was able to visit, and then like I was at the end of this archaeology dig that I did. Like, fun fact, that was a random part of my life. But I went to Tucson, Arizona, and it was the coolest place. And it also was the year that Pokemon Go came out. And
What
so
a good
people
time.
were like excited and like being outside, and I went to some really cool bars, and it was amazing. It's good memories in Tucson. So now whenever anyone says they're from there, I'm like, oh, I love that place. Even though I really only have visited once. I'm getting ready to paint neurons. Neurons from Necrons, excuse me. I realize you did change that, Mr. Mossberg, from the Indomitus box. Nice.
Ooh.
That's super cool.
I was going to be like neurons. That sounds difficult.
Yeah. Also, hello, Jason. Thanks you for joining. And someone else said a good place to start from. Yeah, okay. Cool. Very nice. Necrons. Good old Necrons. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember exactly what Necrons look like. I know I've seen them. Because Dave has
You
talked
see
about
a
them.
lot of minis.
We do see a lot of minis.
Blame your memory.
And like all those words are very familiar to me. Indominus, Necrons. I'm like, okay, I get. I'm like hearing this. You guys see where that sounds?
Terminator robot guys.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I'm down with that. In the group earlier this week, Dave Hummel, who is Dave's friend, Dave Taylor's friend, too many Daves, he was talking about, he lives in Arizona too, I don't know where, but he was just talking about how it's so hot, so hot, so he hasn't painted anything. Because he's like, it's just a furnace. That's fair. Because I do remember that about Arizona.
Yeah, but isn't Arizona
It is
like
hot.
a dry heat?
Yeah, I would akin it to like you feel like you're baking in an oven.
Rather than saunaing.
Correct.
Melting.
Right, you're not melting in any way, but you do feel it. Like, you do feel like I'm a crispy chicken nugget. Like, about to, like, fry it up out here. Yuma. Oh, hi, Dave. Is that you in the chat? Thanks for joining. Didn't realize. Because it was Facebook user. It was mysterious Facebook user. So I'm going in very slowly and color blocking this guy. So, for interest and excitement, make sure you look at Gretchen's mini.
I'm appreciating that. So far, I really like how this mini's turning out. I'm putting the shifter on him so his scales look shiny and wet.
Oh, cool.
And I'm just doing the dark green tin. Shifters, for those of you who haven't used them, shifters work really, really well, kind of best on really dark backgrounds. It makes those colors have something to kind of contrast against when they do the whole shifty thing.
Gotcha.
And it can give kind of, for this I'm using it as kind of a wet look. For other things I have used it for kind of looking like a bug or something, or
oh, right, yeah.
or you can kind of use it for if you're trying to make something look like a jewel of some kind. There's plenty of ways that shifters can be very, that you can use them to your advantage for some fun.
And I feel like for a little bit, because we had them just sitting out on the table, you had started to like put them, on like very specific areas.
Yeah, so like if there was something that was supposed to be magic or
Right.
something like that.
It kind of lets you do, not get the same effect as OSL painting, object source lighting, but
Yeah.
you can kind of like catch your eye in that way.
Yeah, you can direct the eye. So like I won't use it on the waves or anything. I'll probably do a very illustrative bit for the waves, but I appreciate what shifters can do. I think they're really fun.
I guess I should paint his head green too. Yeah.
Maybe. If you're feeling it. You could just go hog wild and paint anything.
I don't want to do that. I'm not a hog. No, I'm just joking.
Just wild.
Just wild. Oh, don't get me in front of a camera, guys. I'm a crazy person.
We're gonna come up with so many t-shirt slogans today.
Yeah, actually. So get ready, because Dave knows t-shirt people, and we're about to... Get your pocketbooks ready. I mean, your Venmo or PayPal ready.
Whatever it is.
Bring
we're
it into
paying
the
with
modern
nowadays.
age. Monsoon season brings stupid storms and humidity. True.
That's fun.
Even in Arizona. But I would like to say that while I was in Arizona, which was the summer, so like I experienced the hot goodness. Here on the East Coast, we have something called water. So like humidity is like, we can get like 90% humidity, and like over there it was like 15% humidity, and it felt horrible, which it did because you were used to zero. But still, it was like my brain like couldn't comprehend that it was only like 15% humidity. I was like, oh my God. Or like 30. And people are like, it's horrible out here. And I'm like, guys.
See, I do better with humidity. I'm like, this is good. This is a good time. This is what we want.
I would have to say humidity does make you feel better, especially when the wind blows. Also, hello, Lava Painter. Thank you for joining. Actually, Lava Painter, I grabbed your video, and that's what I was like messing around with earlier. So we will be showcasing that in a little bit. We are currently painting Ukotoa, the monster from the Darrington Press board game. Gretchen is much farther along, which is all fine, because we need Leona on camera more often, okay? Good stuff. Well, why, thank you. I'm glad I am entertaining. I do have this cup of coffee right here. And now I'm going to concentrate and also read the chat. It's Vallejo's shifter. Okay, whoa. Someone said something about... Oh, Jason, I'm missing it. Currently trying to figure out how to base my Grix and Troll. Okay, cool. I got you, Jason. Sorry, I missed that earlier. Oh, is it Vallejo Shifter's Dust? Also, it is a powder. It is really powder. This one is just the actual liquid form. I do know what you're talking about, Mossberg. But we actually have the like paint one that was given to us.
Wow, these eyeballs.
This one says airbrush color. Have we been using these wrong this whole time? Are they for an airbrush, guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They could probably be. I'm just using them as I go. I still have that whole airbrush kit that I need to...
Oh yeah, bring out.
Yeah.
So you can...
I don't have it set up yet.
Paint all your things. Last week's storm brought us 112-degree temps with 70 to 90% humidity. Oh, see, that just didn't happen when I was in Arizona. I'm sorry. Here I am. Here I am calling you out thinking, Arizona never gets humid. But I can handle the hot and I can handle the humid, but not both. That's fair. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did not experience that weather. I think I only experienced one or the other. Oh, okay, JT has given us the scoop, the down low. He does use them exclusively for airbrush, but they can be brushed on. Well, that's what we're doing today.
And it's going brilliantly.
I'm still painting up my my base colors over here. Ooh. Dang, I keep thinking I get Gretchen's mini in focus, and then it just looks really out of focus. So, I'm sorry, everyone. No, it's not your fault. It's just more. I'm gonna have to change it.
Try to make these eyeballs glow. That's difficult, guys. Glowy things are hard.
Okay, I think that works.
Just very gentle glowing effects.
So you're gonna glow on the eyes?
Yeah, because if you look at the cover art, they're a little glowy.
They are.
And so I'm going to try to recreate that a little bit, and we'll see how it works, and hopefully it will work well.
Swimmingly.
That's what we're hoping for anyway. I don't do glowing too often. And mostly that's because I gotta think whenever I do that. I'm like, oh, light sources.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
These aren't too bad though. And the nice bit is that I think it looks nice on the
His eyes are everywhere though.
his eyes are
This
everywhere.
guy has an eye on his forehead.
He does. But I think it's actually gonna end up looking pretty alright.
Try not to hunch.
It's so hard not to hunch. Now you know. Now when you're like Gretchen,
struggle.
you understand.
Oh yes.
It's so hard
My
to
terrible posture.
stay at a...
There was this lady I was talking to, and she was like on her, I don't remember why, but like I was over at her house, and then her kids were there, and she like made a comment about her child slouching. But like their child was working at the computer, and I was like, honestly, it's really hard not to slouch at the computer. And similar to painting, where it's just like you kind of get in the zone, and then all of a sudden you're like, how did I end up here?
It's a little painting gremlin deep down, and it's okay.
Okay. Light flesh. That's what I'm going to use for his belly. It is recommended to use the these with the airbrush for smooth application. But you can paintbrush them as well. Okay, we learn new things every day.
We don't have an airbrush. I mean, I technically have an airbrush,
have an
but I
airbrush
can
in
bring
studio. Yeah, you don't need to do that. It's one of those things where we would have to make like a complete separate setup because an airbrush is a little messy. And
That's
interestingly,
why it hasn't been set up in my house yet.
Oh, this guy is really yucky. Interestingly, Dave doesn't really use airbrush at all. So, like, he's not gonna push for that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you have an airbrush to use and experiment with, but it's a little, again, difficult to kind of bring it on the show and lug that around. It's not really a mobile, like... I don't really conceive that as like a mobile go-to type of thing. Try living in Florida. It's hot and humid, 90 degrees and 90% humidity. Yes. I mean, and then someone says, been in Alabama and Louisiana for their summers.
Yeah,
yes.
I was going to say, I grew up in Louisiana.
Yeah, I met this girl from Louisiana, and I was asking her about, she like lived in this old house down there, so it like didn't have central AC, which that's fine. But I was like, so what, when it gets really hot, like, what do you do?
Nothing.
And she's like, basically, we just lay cold cloths on our face and lay down on the couch. Like, she's like, we just kind of keep replacing cold cloths that we've stuck in the freezer and refrigerator.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, wow. And she's like, yeah, and you just don't do anything.
No, it's too hot to do anything.
And you drink sweet lemonade and tea. She said that's what.
No one expects anything of you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just too much. It's too much. Just nope.
And like, that's fair. But I thought that was really funny for some reason. I don't know why. I just thought that was amazing that like everything just stops. Mm-hmm. You're just like, okay, it's so hot, guys, so hot. Like, man, you must be, able to do everything in the heat. No, we just don't do anything. That's the answer. That's the answer. Wow, 17 people are joining us. Thank you. Thanks for joining us on this fine evening.
I'm going to add some of the gold, yellow, burnt orange. This guy is coming along very well. I'm very happy with how he's coming along.
Yeah, he's looking good.
So...
I don't know if I'm ready to commit to this beige color, but here we are. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I really like, because I mixed like this other color. You can kind of see it on my palette paper. It's this green, and I thought, oh, okay, well, I can put that on his belly, but then I'm like, then it's just the same as his scales. Like, it's just green. It's just a lighter green. How is that interesting? Where's the contrast? The thing with Vallejo paint, which I feel like more people don't talk about, is that they have scent in here, and so it smells like candy. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Is it just me?
I think it's just you.
What? I know, and I said that to Dave. You're right. Maybe it is just me. Maybe I like can really smell it or something. Like, my brain really smells it. Because I said that to Dave, and he was like, ha 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 ha. What? And I was like, no, it always smells like candy. It kind of makes me want to taste it, but obviously I'm not going to do that.
All right, now he has glowy...
Oh, I need to scoot that up.
Glowy eyes glowing all over him.
Let me not paint off camera.
Woo! All right. Now I just need to paint the water and touch up a few places that I touched too much.
And then are you like done?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I can keep going. I can just paint.
You can just keep
things.
pushing it.
I can.
We
the
do have
water
more minis over
might
there if you
throw
want to.
me for a loop.
Okay.
Who knows?
And like we do have more fantasy minis over there if you do want to pick some up. Pick some up at your friendly local game store.
I'll use some of the gold. I'll give him gold eyes.
Yeah, I feel like you can keep finessing him.
Like,
And then I'll paint on the base colors. So yeah. Also, hi Warwag. Thanks for joining. Yes, that's why Dave always licks his brush. His paint tastes like candy. It's true. Secrets the mini painters don't tell you. The Vallejo is candy. I feel like we talked about that one episode though, where we were like, what if you made edible paints?
I
So
think
that
that'd
while
be
you
really
eat
fun.
it. Or like at least flavored paints, like non-toxic.
Or at least ones that smelled really fun. Could you imagine having a scratch and sniff mini? If you could paint any mini in smelly paints, like how markers when we were kids.
Yep.
What would you paint and what would it smell like if you had that opportunity?
I like this. I like this question.
I think I would want to paint a big red dragon that smelled like cherries.
Nice. That actually would be really fun. Also, I feel like it would become a very nice like desk companion because then it would be kind of like a candle, you know? You just have like it would be scented. Oh, JT says you should pick out each individual scale, Gretchen.
Like I did that
With the
one
highlight,
time.
yeah. A peppermint beholder. I'm down.
That would be super cool.
I'm down. Oh, okay. I do use them exclusive for. Sorry, I'm jumping up. Okay, honestly, never sniffed my paint, but now I'm tempted. Okay, please, everyone, confirm for me that your Vallejo paints smell like sweet. They really do. They really do. They really do. And maybe it's because I'm using them from a paint pot, which was actually part of a paint night kit, as opposed to a dropper. But like I feel like when you open up even like if you open up that big pack that we have, it just smells like sweet.
It smells like paint, but it definitely smells
Sugary, maybe?
maybe like a different mixture.
Okay. It's okay. I don't need you to agree with me. I just need to let you know that I'm
Sniffing the pants.
actually a crazy person.
James says red hot for a dragon, like a big cinnamon kind of.
That would be so good.
That would be so cool.
I
Red, smell like
that.
fireball.
Yes. And then when you're
Game night just got way more fun.
Yes.
And then Warwick says smelly paint could be bad as well, since they could have to do gross smelling minis.
Oh,
No, I think that just makes it better.
it's like Bert's, you know.
Birdie bee.
Yeah, Birdie Bee is
Not birdie bees. Bert's bots.
Bert's Spots. You know what I'm saying.
I know.
Not Bert's Bees. That's that's
different. It also smells
That's the
good.
chapstick or whatever.
Oh,
You knew what I was saying though.
I know what you're about.
Yeah, I guess maybe like what was it, Slanesh? Slanesh is the god of like extra or whatever, but it's like glutton and stuff, and he always has those horrible sores. I don't want paint smelling like that.
Could you imagine
A
if you
garbage
did that though, and then but you made him smell like candy?
Ooh. See? Now we're thinking.
Or like a sweet tart smelling unicorn?
I love it. I'm here for this. Peppermint Beholder, if a model is carrying food around, would love to paint and smell it. There we go. I like that. Smelly paint could be bad as well. Okay, yeah, got it. Excess, yes, the god of excess. Oh, and that's Nurgle. Well, what's Slanesh then? Guys, I can't keep the Warhammer straight in my head. I'm sorry. I love it. I'm there for you. I'm there with you, but like it's there's too many. The only people that I really like are the Undead Army from the one that just came out like a couple years ago.
Slanesh is naughty stuff. Slanesh is lust. They could smell like candy.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know enough about Warhammer to make Warhammer jokes. I'm just trying to be with the cool kids. But just enough to get in trouble. Yeah, just enough to get in trouble where then I'm called out, which, like, that's fair. That's fine. It's good stuff.
Alright, let's see what we can do for some blue. Get kind of an indigo color going here.
No.
Rotten meat for zombies. Why would they have to offer stinky ones? Why can't we just make people...
I think the first thing I thought was like some sort of monster that's blue and it would smell like blueberries.
Or blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry, yeah. Yeah.
They used to, and this could probably work. Leona, I just came up with an idea. And Dave's not here to stop me. Did you know that they used to come out with scented nail polish?
Wait, what?
Yes.
I did not know this.
Yes.
That's amazing.
In 2000.
My mom was probably like, stay away from that.
They had scented glitter nail polish.
Oh, what?
Yeah, at Bath & Body Works. And I'm thinking, if we find that,
we can
what
use
is stopping us from using that as like an accented...
on our minis.
Just dip it like in Myths of Old. Just take it by the base and just dunk it in.
Oh.
Give it a little swirl. Pop back up. It'd be beautiful.
How did that work? I'm not gonna lie, because like nail polish already smells like, you know, the acetane or whatever,
so
all the
that would
chemicals.
evaporate. That would evaporate out.
Oh,
so when you painted your nails, it was
okay.
really stinky. Yeah. But whenever you were done, it would just smell high key of Bath & Body Works, anything, whatever flavor you had.
Okay, we need to bring that back.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find something on eBay somewhere. Gosh, this paint
saying,
is
we should
so
try
pretty.
it. A smell mini. Smello mini.
Smello mini a clock.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave, for giving me the down low on the Nurgle, disease, corn, war, blood. Okay, I'm not going to say that one. Blah, blah, blah. If you have nice ones, you have to have bad ones too. Okay. I'll take your word for it. We'll just paint up our, like, sugar army over here.
Sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yeah, sweet smelling army.
Fireball dragons.
Yep.
Could you imagine the new rules they'd have to have in place for tournaments? Like Warhammer games and stuff?
Don't make your mini smell like... Cannot make your mini smell like dog doo-doo. Only sweet smells. Appropriate smells for a competition. Caramel. Apple. Blueberry.
See, the only good smells for a competition.
Yeah.
The approved list.
Exactly. You would have to get an approved list. I'm enjoying this world that we're building. Also, hi Roger, thanks for joining. We are painting Mr. Ukotoa. He's a mister now. This is the monster mini that's from the Ukotoa board game by Darrington Press. Boop, boop. This is the rules for it. So, a very interesting semi-cooperative game that I'm gonna actually take home after this show so I can play it. And yeah, it's all actually based in the Critical Role world, so I don't know if anyone here watches Critical Role. I did, and then I didn't. I stopped because I got a little tired because it's a very long story. And as you can see, Gretchen is almost finished.
I'm concentrating so hard.
Which is good, because Gretchen, and I had that thought actually yesterday where I was like, we're painting one mini. Like, I feel like Gretchen might just be a master. And like, we've painted way bigger minis than this, and you've basically been able to nail it and get it done.
I feel like it's hit or miss. Either I'm painting it for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Where you're like, okay.
Or I'm like, we're good. We're done.
No, but that's super cool. That like, you've just been able to like make decisions and
well, I'm going off
commit.
The box art.
Yeah, that's what I'm not doing. Maybe that's my problem.
So I'm not having to have too much trouble coming up with things. And the only color I've really had to like mix has been my base green.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a little trouble like distinguishing what's on this mini.
Yeah, there's a few points where the water illustration on the cover is very illustrative, and it looks like they tried very hard to bring that illustrative kind of shape to the water on the mini.
Gotcha.
And while I have no doubt that it'll look like water by the time I'm done with it, it definitely kind of almost looks like fabric and blends in with some of his details.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me is I'm trying to do some color blocking techniques here, and I'm having some trouble.
Yeah.
Figuring out.
Definitely a little bit there that kind of overlaps, but the good news is that you probably won't be able to notice if you make a small mistake because of that exact thing.
Cool. That's a good point.
And honestly, who's, other than like competitions, who really like goes to a friend's house and like picks up a mini and is like, you missed a spot there. Like, that's not a very good friend if they do. The only response to a mini at a friend's house is, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. You did a great job.
It's more, I think, my own personal, like, oh, where I see it and then I want it to be better.
I feel that. Good news is, many paints are usually acrylic, so they dry really fast.
Yes. Although someone was talking about painting with oil. Guys, in the chat, let's talk about that because
sounds
I had never heard of that
amazing.
Before. And obviously
That
my mini
sounds
painting
so messy.
Yeah, my mini painting world is very small and understanding of mini painting. So basically someone was saying, like, I'm testing out, because I put in the group, like, hey, what kind of, like, things are you trying out new? If you're trying anything, let us know. I would be interested, because it's always fun to, like, hear different techniques that people are trying, because I just don't know a ton about the world of mini painting, so I can kind of easily get lost in the like, oh, okay, you dry brush and that's what you do, and blah, blah, blah. And then this guy was talking about oil paints.
That sounds so messy.
And all I know, like, from my experience with oil paints on canvas is, it takes a long time to dry, or does it never? It basically like never dry. Like you have to put the lacquer on it or whatever.
No. It dries eventually.
It dries, but it takes like a really long time. So I was kind of wondering how that worked.
You know, I bet it
on
still
a
takes a long
miniature.
time to dry, but the perks of oil painting is that the
You can get
blending
the blending.
is insane.
Gotcha.
So you would probably be able to get just really awesome blending effects.
Gotcha.
But you'd have to have the patience of a god.
To be like, yep, here I am, still blending.
Jason, there we go. Jason says can be awesome washes, but very long dry times between layers.
Yeah. So, like, obviously we couldn't use them on the show because that would be impossible. Or we could like you would have to have like 5 minis that you're like working on at once. So you could like keep blending and keep painting.
I'd have to
Because you wouldn't be able to finish,
multi-episode event.
But I guess I just thought maybe they worked differently on a mini, but I guess that doesn't make any sense, so. Still watching Critical Role, but always take several sittings to watch each episode. Enjoyed Campaign 1 a bit more than Campaign 2. Okay, that's cool. My world of like D&D podcast listening started with the Adventure Zone, which actually, is that true? Or maybe it was Critical Role. I don't remember. But the Adventure Zone is a very different style of playing D&D, where it's a little more loose. So I think as a listening experience, it's more enjoyable. But nothing wrong with that. I do have to say that the voice actors on those shows are really amazing and incredible. And it's a really cool way to showcase their talent. Jason says, I use them on terrain pieces sometimes. Gotcha. That makes sense, actually. Because then you could get lots of depth.
Yeah, that makes lots of sense. I'd be super curious to try them. Now those have a smell, I'm sure.
A very special smell.
Is there anything like standard
Oil paints. You gotta ventilate the room. People. So I'm liking how my guy is looking on camera.
Does that translate to how he's looking in person?
I think so, a little bit.
He kind of looks like Haku from Spirited Away.
Yeah, I realized that.
That's okay, just lean into it.
I was like, man, it kind of looks like an anime character. And then I was like, well, I've already started, so.
The trick to that is...
You embrace it?
Yes, just lean into it. Be like intentional.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny that I like chose this coloring because I was like, wow, it's so like cool. Because it was when we were talking about like illustrations and yeah, it just makes put it this way, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, we can look at minis now.
We can look at minis.
Okay, so each week, you guys know the drill, most of you do. We ask for minis that people create and make throughout the week, or just like what they've been kind of working on. So I'm trying to get myself in frame here. So yeah, this is what we have. I obviously asked people last week. We didn't actually do that. That was like from a week before, so people had some time to like do more things. If you'd be interested in submitting your minis to us, make sure you follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group called Painting Happy Little Minis, and that's where we do a lot of our group interaction, where you'll interact with me and Gretchen as well, and where you can ask questions, but then also weekly I put up a post and shout out people who have been trying or I should say canvas, people who have been working on things, and then we talk about them on the show. So I think that's enough of an introduction to our first mini, which is by Agerson, and he has a camouflage or a chocolate chip pattern, which I did appreciate. Shout out to chocolate chips. From the Firefly board game. And it's interesting because we've seen multiple, I think, paint jobs of these minis, and I always like seeing new ones. What I like about this one is the camouflage pattern. I don't know if he took it from the show, but it feels very sci-fi, and like you would be hiding in front of a planet with this.
It really does.
So that's why I like it. Thank you for
like all the detail of the chips.
Oh yeah.
That looks like it took a while.
Yeah, I wonder if he went in with like a dotting tool to be able to do that. It looks like black first and then white over top. Very nice. All right, now we have Ashley with some 40K Warhammer, I believe. Ashlyn didn't put the name, so if anyone knows the model, let us know. So what I really like about Ashlyn's pieces, because Ashlyn has been posting in the group for a while now, she's not afraid to use color.
Nope.
And like be really bright. And then also, like it's very clean and concise. And I really like her style. It feels kind of classic. Maybe not so classic. I don't know. I just really like her paint jobs. I always like what she puts in there. She had put in a sister's, what do they call? Sister whatever. And I liked those as well. So this is a demon prince, a chaos demon prince. Chaos demon prince. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who let me know. On like some of the details of this mini, there's some really cool like fiery stuff going on with the orange. Sorry, it's a little hard for us to see, Gretchen, but
I'll squint.
Yeah, you can basically.
Yeah, I really love the choice to do the red on the one hand.
Yeah.
I feel like that really...
It balances the fact that he's holding the sword, you know?
Yeah, it's... what's the fancy term for it? Not tonal, but weighted balance. Where it's balanced not by being symmetrical per se, but that it's balanced in having either bold color and then the shape, or having multiple small shapes and one big shape.
Yeah. And like the mini does that as well, but it's really nice that she did that with the color too. Yeah, Sisters of Battle, that's what I was trying to talk about. She's painted up some Sisters of Battle that are really sweet. Next we have Jason, works in progress, WizKids, Grick Alpha, and Grick Raging Troll. Grick and Raging Troll, excuse me. I can't read that one word because we're far away, so sorry.
Yeah, Raging Troll. I think it's Grick.
Okay, cool. Chaos cares not for your physics. That's funny. So these were the ones that he was talking about. He's trying to finish the base on.
Oh.
So do we have any suggestions? I'm sure you've probably already worked on the base, probably during the show. But here we are giving you suggestions.
Yeah, here we are. I think, you could just commit to like greenery and have them kind of flow from the critters to the greenery, and have that kind of just visual flow of all the green.
Yeah.
But I think also just that little hint of the tan with those like...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Worms. I really kind of like that coloration. It looks like something that could have come up from the sand and caused that kind of threat.
Yeah.
So I would say that would be my suggestion.
That's kind of, I honestly was thinking a similar thing, like tan sand, tan rock. Think Arizona. Have you ever been there? We're talking about Arizona so much. Honestly, I love that place, so like I hope to live there one day. But I think it would be a really nice contrast with the green, and I think your troll could be in like a tan world as well. Mm-hmm. Or even like gray, just something a little bit more muted to kind of bring
the attention
the
to that
brightness of the
tone.
green. Yeah. But I guess it also depends on where your people are fighting and like where the world is, because I think that's always fun to match that up as well. You know, if they're in the snow world, like don't paint it a tan. Could be tan and snow. Next we have Jason Sutton with a mind witness. Can I get a witness? Sorry. A mind witness from Loot Studios. Very cool. I'm liking this guy. It looks... Ooh. Did you hear that?
Yeah. It's getting... You can see the waves on the... You guys can't see that.
Okay.
But it's like a weird... It's a weird noise.
Okay.
Anyway, Studio's haunted.
Sorry. Studio's haunted. Yeah, let me make sure. Anyway, afterwards I'll go out and... This guy looks like a beholder.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. But I think I really like the sort of pinky brain paint. I think it works really well in the spookiness of this guy.
Yeah, it definitely gives it that kind of uncanny valley vibe.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, that's definitely a color of flesh.
You're like, blah, blah. Don't want to meet this monster in the cave because it looks like there's some stalactites. I don't know.
I don't remember which one's which. I just had a flashback to elementary school stalagmite, stalactite.
Yep. It's kind of like asteroid, meteorite. Like I don't remember.
When you learn that, they acted like we were going to be in caves a lot. I remember several lessons where I had to be tested on that.
I know.
And I'm so, like, I've not been in a cave.
And now it's failed me.
Yeah.
I can't make a cool reference I want to cave-dwelling monsters. This is looking really great, and I really do love the work on the iris and the eye. I think that looks awesome, too. Moving on.
Oh, Mind Witness is a beholder taken by a mind flayer. So that makes even more sense with all the creatures. That makes sense.
I don't want to meet this monster, but I think you've done an excellent job in conveying its spookiness in your paint job. It does look really good. And it's so good, I don't want to meet him. Next we have Joel Coronado. I thought you would like this. A nice dragon.
That's really nice. Smooth wing colors and color transitions on those shoulders.
Yeah, so in a lot of Joel's work, I know he uses airbrush because he's able to get those really sweet
I'll do that one day.
gradients. Shout out to airbrush. We'll use you one day.
We'll have to do like a hobby hangouts or something when I
We
set it
will,
up.
yeah.
And I'll be like, I'll have no idea what I'm
in-home
doing.
Setup. Can be like, but see, that's the thing. Like, we would have to kind of figure. Anyway, we can.
We'll figure it out. It'll be an adventure. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit as we go through.
That's a good idea. Lonely Yeti, heart. I agree. This looks great. I mean, unless you are Joel, what? That would be awesome. No, but this is looking really cool. I really like the use of the black and then also the red, muted red. Keeping it all muted tones makes it very spooky. Not exactly sure what kind of dragon this is, but...
and they all look very naturey.
Mm-hmm.
They're the colors you'd find in nature
That's
on like
true.
other lizards.
And there is something really cool about painting fantasy, high fantasy stuff with the muted tones that you would find in our world, because it kind of gives that, kind of like, I think crosses the worlds where you're kind of like, ooh, it almost feels real, as opposed to, bright pink. We love them too, but it's a cool artistic choice, I think.
Yes.
Now we have Josh Edwards with an Age of Sigmar Tyrant.
I'm so glad he had to paint all those little details and not me. They're beautiful. And I appreciate every single little one that I didn't have to paint.
There are a lot of details on this guy. Yeah, no, he's looking really good. Now, I like the lighter hair color right around his face, so we can at least see, you know, where his face is going to be.
Yeah, no, it definitely, despite all of the little details, using the different colored metals and bits and bobs there on all of that armor allows you to be able to kind of look around the mini and not lose any of them. I think if you would have chosen to do the same colored metal on that armor, you would have just lost all of those rivets and...
It's true, yeah, and I think there's like a leather type of color, like right in here.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah.
So...
They're all very muted, but I agree, they were really... some really nice choices here for us to be able to still take a lot in from that mini. Good job. Next up we have JT. Hey, shout out.
Ooh,
Lord Feltheus. Lord Feltheus.
We'll get there.
From Games Workshop. No, this guy is looking awesome. I'm loving the green goo.
Yeah, the green goo is a good touch.
It's looking really good. Now, did you add like a pearlescence to that green, or it's just a glaze? I think it might just be the lighting. Sometimes that pearlescence is just a glaze. Shiny, yeah, creepy. I agree. No, he's looking really good. And I love as much as we talked about muted colors last, and I talked about cool colors in nature, I do love a good, like, bright color on it.
Sometimes there are bright colors in nature.
And so
like
the
poison
pink
dart frog.
and the pink,
or...
and the purple.
Pink and purple.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. It looks really good. Just a glaze and a bit of the lighting. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. No, but it's really working. It's really looking good. I think that's wood in the background behind him. That's kind of this crown type of thing.
I think so.
So it's nice that the glaze gives you a bit of differentiation from the texture. Texture of that mini. Yeah, no, he's looking great. And my next question is, are you tying through the pink and the purple with the rest of the guys in this army? Because I feel like I kind of remember seeing that before. Oh, I hear a door open. It truly is haunted. Kelly Scott with the Dragonborn Paladin by Bite the Bullet Studio. I like that name.
Ooh.
That's fun. I really, really love Kelly's work here that they've done on some of the metal. I believe from this photo, I could be wrong, but it's like, I believe they're doing non-metallic metals with some of the highlighting that they've done.
No, I just heard a door.
Okay, yeah. Good stuff. It might just be the people taking the trash.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine as long as they don't turn on the alarm. But I really, really like the smooth work that Kelly's gotten on some of the bronze or brass pieces on the armor, which is something very characteristic, I feel, of Kelly's work. And I really appreciate some of those muted tones. Really looking nice here. Oh, cool. Yes, I did. JT, I see your answer. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of those guys. Kelsey Mira with
Ooh.
Nagashi, Supreme Lord of the Undead.
That looks really fun.
When you're just the Supreme Lord of the Undead.
Yeah, that's a good title. That's such a good title.
It really is.
I want that on a pair of track shorts.
This is our t-shirt. Supreme Lord of the Undead. On track shorts? That's amazing.
Could you imagine if you just running all preppy and then you just see that?
Oh, it's true metallic. Nice, not non-metallic metal. Well, your photo had me, Kelly. Idiots. Oh, I'm sorry. I really liked it. I really like the work that you've been doing with that metallic, and I think it really showcased itself in that last photo. Yeah, so with this mini, as you can see, it's a pretty large mini.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure if Kelsey said this was a work in progress or not. But I think this is a really nice, I really like the white bone that you chose, the color for that.
That kind of off-white.
Mm-hmm. Ideally, I would say it could be cool to take in some of those like blues and greens from the undead flying around and put them in maybe like the shadows of the bone.
That
if
could
you
look
wanted
cool.
to kind of
make them look almost
it,
glowy and
yeah,
tie it in a little bit.
Yeah.
So they look like they're in the same world. Yeah.
Or at least from like the staff to kind
We're
of
gonna
give
you
that.
so much more work. You're like, it'd be cool doing so much more work than you need to.
Also, shout out to Nike for first comment of the show. Best comment, thank you. Yeah, no,
we do our best, Nike.
I think that would actually, like, to me, it would just kind of help tie your eye throughout the whole, kind of create that circle effect.
Yeah.
Don't have to, but could be cool. Or press in a little harder with the the red. But as I said, this might be a work in progress. But it's looking really great. And then we have Roger Moore with a Minotaur, Mogwai, and Sphinx. Mogwai?
I can't read.
And Sphinx from Monumental Monsters. Oh, to be fair, Kelly said they use similar techniques to non-metallic metal, even with regular metallics. Gotcha.
Oh.
And to be fair, the photo that we're looking at is a little bit small.
A little bit, but that's okay.
It's all fine. Roger, shout out to Roger for plugging away at these monumental minis. It's been a journey.
How many do you have left?
Yeah, I think you said something around like less than 40, right? I don't remember, dude.
Oh gosh, I thought you were gonna be like something around like less than 4, and I was like almost there.
It's taken me forever. No, but it's
Yes.
great. I think it's also very realistic that the fact that we're seeing you paint like 1 or 2 every week, or even 4. Oh, you have 4.
Oh,
Wow.
Does that
so
mean
that means
next show?
Next week.
Next show, you gotta have them done by then.
Next week we can be finished, and then we can make a booklet, and
It'll
we.
We'll
Of
be
all
so
your-
excited. We can get one of those little poppers. Just be like,
Oh yeah, you did it.
Then we'd have to vacuum up the confetti.
Yeah, that's okay. Shout out to Roger for sticking with these minis and creating, I think, really fun looks for each of them. Obviously, some of them are kind of like the army, base standard stuff. Party for Roger. Yeah, seriously, we should. I feel like it's a true accomplishment. All heroes, not sure. As one is Genghis Khan, and he's on a horse. Ooh.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. If you get 3, we'll still throw you the party.
Be fine.
We'll eat cupcakes in your honor, even if you don't finish. We'll just eat cupcakes.
They'll either be celebratory cupcakes or they'll be like
encouragement.
Yes,
cupcakes.
Encouragement cupcakes.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
We'll find out.
We'll get these encouragement cupcakes for you. No, but really, I've been enjoying seeing the work that you've done, and these guys look really great. So, looking forward to seeing the rest of them. Next, we have. Oh, I should have deleted some of these words. Ryan Cook is creating. It's called here.
Anthropomorphic rabbit warriors
Yeah.
on what looks like lizards, frogs.
Oops.
Lizards or frogs?
Yep. On frogs.
Hoppity hoppity.
And they're part of Ralph Partha Legacy, so.
Oh, right.
It's a little hard to see in the photo up here, but there's actually quite a bit of detail right around the webbing of the hands.
There is. I can see a little bit of highlights.
But, and I thought that was a really nice detail to kind of let you know that they're not lizards, they are frogs. Which is nice, so. And you
One
gotta
day
love
I'll
a
have
rabbit
glasses.
warrior.
Rabbit warriors are in historical manuscripts, so I feel like yes, they are. Yes, and a couple other weird things too. They're fighting snails a lot. I'm sorry, you just drank coffee while I said that.
It's okay.
Fun fact, you can type it into Google. It'll be like medieval rabbits fighting snails. And it'll just pop up.
Oh, the medieval
from the
ages.
1400s. Yep.
What a wild time. They're like, and then our rabbits go and bite the snails. Loving the frogs. I agree, yeah, these frogs are really great. And I like the variation on the color, still making them feel magical.
I like the subtle variation
natural.
with them.
Yeah.
Because they all have their different little personalities.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next we have Sean Gleason with... Tell us in the chat, because I'm not going to guess. I'm pretty sure these are the elven ones, but I don't remember the name of them. So, no, Sean, these are looking great. Love what you've been doing. Another person who's really been cranking out, I think, the paint train.
Yeah.
Like every week or two, Sean, you give us like 5 minis, and I'm just impressed. I'm like, where has the time gone? I'm here like barely.
Sean says Lumineth elves.
Lumineth elves. Yes,
Ooh.
I knew they were elves. Couldn't remember the full name, so. Yeah, no, they're looking really good. I'm liking the orange that you've incorporated on the one main guy. It's a little hard to see on this photo just because we're from a little far away, but they all have like long staffs and...
Yeah, typically it takes up like the whole TV screen whenever we're here, but since the Leona is out front, we have to see all the bits and baubles.
Yeah,
so we're like,
is
that a detail? It's not your painting, it's our eyeballs.
It's our eyeballs.
Yeah,
it's true.
We just need better ones.
Yeah. I need super glasses. No, yeah, these guys are looking great, and I always love a, complete base as well. So shout out to these bases that are
look
very
great.
nice and complete. And then last mini for our mini showcase is Thomas has given us an Earth Elemental from WizKids.
Love all the highlighting on those. I love textured highlighting so much.
Yeah.
Like, I know it probably seems like one of the easiest things to do because you're dry brushing, so it's just like boop, 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 boop. But I feel like when you do it with a steady hand, it really does make all of those details come to life.
And I would have to say, like, as someone who's tried dry brushing, it still does take skill. Like, it's easy, but like you still gotta know what you're doing to make it look nice.
And all those little edge highlights too, like if you look at those blue crystals and whatnot, like you do the dry brush and to get that gradient, and then you go back in and pop it with those little edge highlights, and it just looks really cool. Yeah,
it does look really good. This is a really nice mini. Hopefully your players were able to conquer him or befriend him.
He looks like he's playing frisbee.
People in my
he's
party.
He's not gonna smush them with he's
like
in a game of what's that, disc throwing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Disc golf?
Sure.
With the frisbee, is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you to everyone who gave us minis to look at. Super fun to take a look at and see what y'all have been painting. If you're interested in, here, I'll come to the zoom up of us. If you're interested in having your own minis showcased, make sure you follow us on Facebook, or join our Facebook group, and we will let you in. That's where you can post your minis, talk to other people who are interested in mini painting, and then weekly I put up a post and ask people to showcase what they've been doing and what they've been working on. So make sure you just kind of keep an eye out for that and join the group. It's a super fun place. We have a good time there.
We do.
And like, if anybody has any questions or has been like, oh, I almost forgot. Skipping rocks. Yeah, I agree. The mini Ayumi, lava painter. Shout out. I almost forgot your mini. Let's see, can I do this to where we all see it together? So I have this video from Ayumi showing us some color changing paint. Ooh. And I think for a moment it's just gonna be silent, but I really wanna see it. So everyone get ready for a hot second, and make sure, Gretchen, you watch too, because it's only like 10 seconds.
Totally gonna watch. Does it color change with like heat or like?
Oh yeah, it color changes with heat, and actually, give me a second. I'm gonna pop us back onto the zoom up of you, and I'm gonna figure it out. So talk us through a little bit what you've been doing so far. While I try and get, I'm going to try and get this. Yes.
So I've been painting the base with all the water. And I took I took turquoise, and I really like that kind of slightly greener blues, especially for like oceans and stuff. So I did it darker, and then I kind of did a little bit of a gradient, and then up at the tips of the crests of those waves, I very sloppily blobbed a bunch of white. And I kind of dipped part of my paintbrush in the white and part of it in the blue to start building that up, because I wanted that kind of, I wanted to see the blend a little more aggressively than if I were to do like a very subtle blend, because I really wanted that foamy texture up at the crest of those waves. And then I covered my serpent with my hand, and I flicked some white on there as well with my paintbrush, because I wanted something that was acting a little bit more natural.
Okay, cool.
And then now I'm going back through and trying not to get green, though it's kind of looking vaguely green, but that's okay. And I am doing some little moments with the yellow where the glow would hit, because on the art as well, they have the glow kind of reflecting off the water. And so I'm doing that.
That's cool. Yeah, I have to say I really like what you've done with the water. It's really helped define.
Yeah, so it has some of that going on.
It's cresting.
And he's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy with how he's turned out, really. The glowing looks like glowing. The water looks like water. And honestly, the shifters that I used on his body aren't even that dramatic in comparison. Like, they definitely have a shine when I look, but they're not super dramatic. He definitely just has like a very soft glisten, which I really
so
like.
did you put it right on his like belly area?
No, I put it over the whole thing.
Oh, okay, over the whole thing. Okay.
Yep. I just slapped it on there.
Yeah, because
I
in
was
the
like,
lighting, I can tell. I can really tell
now.
right when you show it on the belly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice. It kind of gives it almost that like
There we go.
in water type feel.
Yeah, and kind of how snake scales when after they just shed that nice smooth kind of
bright
look. So I'm very pleased with how he's turned out. So that's how we're doing with him today.
Nice, awesome. Also, hi Lucafio, thanks for joining. I was able to figure out the thing that I wanted to do, so now I don't have to like stop the stream. Let me just not have it be on Thomas. So, let me show you this really cool thing that Ayumi sent us. And this is something, again, in the group I had asked, like, hey, what techniques are y'all working on? And this is what Ayumi sent us. Will it play? Uh-oh. Wait 1 second. Okay.
Do it.
Here we go. There we go. Do. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it. It's turning from like the blue to the green, right?
Yep.
That is.
And it's the same, and then it like repeats. There you go.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is super cool. It's like a mood ring.
Yeah. Yeah. And I asked her if it was just her breath, and yeah, you can basically like blow on it. And
I want to create something now with those, with blacklight and with the shifters, all in one mini. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. But
like what monster that would be.
It would be beautiful is what it would be.
Yeah. It's green right now, so it's cold in my room. Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
I thought this was really cool. Normally, it's hard for me to like show videos on the thing.
What paints did you, like, where do you find paints
Yes, let
that
us
do
know
that?
what the paints are.
I want to know. I need to, you know what we should do for April 1st?
Ooh.
Or the one, or whatever painting shows around April 1st? we should come in and all of the paints for Dave
Have been, like, chilled.
Yeah, they should be changing color paints. They should be glow in the dark paints. They
Oh,
should be
no.
black light paints. They should be glitter.
Yeah. And he would be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so this was such a really cool technique that I'm not like all the ways up on the mini painting world, and I just thought this was a really cool use of the heat paint as well, to put it right around his like stomach, so it almost is like him powering up or like
That's
powering
so
down
cool.
before he like kind of, it's like a dragon or a lizard or something.
I think that I would use that for dragon. I find excuses to use cool things, because, like, why not?
Oh, if someone said that Lonely Yeti said a flower fairy.
Oh my
You
gosh.
should be
Yes.
a flower fairy with all those things. That would be funny.
Oh my gosh.
Turbo Dork paints have color changing paint. Oh, okay, cool.
We need to
Awesome.
get some.
It's liquid crystal from Solar Color Dust. Oh, liquid
Now you know.
crystal. Well, I really loved it, and actually, honestly, Ayumi, I'm gonna probably show the video next week
Oh, yeah.
to show
Oh,
Dave,
yeah,
because I wanted to show it this week just because I thought it was really cool, and also to show Gretchen. But then I want also Dave to see it as well, to enjoy the craziness.
Look, if he says, I'm open to being bribed into not telling Dave your devious plans.
Like, what if we kept them all in the fridge, and then, like, we bring them out, and then throughout the show, he's like, what?
Oh my god.
Poor Dave. No, we would
I
not
love
do
it.
that. Maybe we would do it with one of the paints. And be like, here's this special paint you have to use. And we won't tell you.
That's our challenge paint for today, Dave.
Or we could do a thing where it's like blind mini painting, but then someone else tells you where you have to paint. Maybe
There's
that's
so many
horrible.
fun things. You've watched Cutthroat Kitchen one too many times.
Yes.
And I respect that and fear it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, maybe you can get more done on the model for another work in progress photo. Yeah, that would be really cool. I would love that. And if you want to try and send us a video or like have a video of what it's done so far. I think what's really cool about using them on Monster Apocalypse is it's like the perfect genre for that.
Yes.
Like, I really love Monpoc paints, and I really have enjoyed Ayumi's painting of just like sort of that embracing the bright color, this alien. And so it feels that liquid crystal just works almost hand in hand with some of your style that you've already been doing, which is really cool.
Alright, I think this guy's almost done.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how much more. I don't know if I can go scale by scale, guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I'm quite pleased with how he's turning out. He is definitely. We could do probably a little bit more highlighting. We can find out.
What did you paint the mouth?
I didn't paint the mouth anything.
Oh, you just left it black?
Yeah, well, it has the shifters over it, so it's like a shiny green.
Okay.
Because remember, the
Gotcha.
darker they are, the more the color shows from the shifter itself.
Gotcha. Okay. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah. Look here. Can it be applied to fabric? Say a wedding dress. Just color changing wedding dress. It's gonna
Like
be
sleeping-
August. It'll be only one color outside.
It reminds me of the Sleeping Beauty, where the fairies are changing her dress at the end.
Yes. Make it blue. Make it pink.
And I, for the longest time, thought that the green fairy changed the color of her dress, but she never did. I rewatched
really
it,
desperately
and
wanted
I
the
always
green fairy
wanted
to just be like, done. Stop arguing. Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I really like. Sorry, I can start talking about Sleeping Beauty and how much I like it. Yes, the models really want me to push yes, these models really want me to push my limits on what I can do and make everything look dynamic. Yeah, no, that's super cool. It's really been awesome that you've been able to find that model range to be able to like experiment with that and do that with. Because I feel like that's a little bit like dragons for you, Gretchen, where I feel like whenever we paint dragons, that's when you're you take your painting really to the next level.
I think it's because
it excites you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's
so organic.
Right.
That I really just have a good time being able to do that because it's just easy.
Right.
When you're in that comfort zone, you can push past that comfort zone.
And you kind of already know like what makes it look good, so you're able to kind of use brain power to think about other things.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've started this mini, I will actually try and finish it. Don't worry, I won't just leave it like my dear owl bear. I've kind of left him. I haven't painted him up anymore. More colors, yes. It's true. You can't, I mean, you're preaching to the choir here. I'm all about like, hey, can you put like 50 colors on this? I mean, you can't really see it on camera, but I'm wearing like a very multicolored shirt. Also, Gretchen and I are matching. We decided it's, pink.
It's pink.
We wear pink on Thursday.
Just now.
Just. Also, you can't see it, but I'm wearing pink shoes. So, shout out to pink shoes. See, Dave should never leave because who knows what we're going to talk about.
Get in all kinds of mischief.
And mischief for him later on. They make a nail polish too, liquid crystal, for mood.
See, there we are.
That sounds good. Then you can tell if you have a fever. Hi, do you have a fever? Puts nail up to forehead. Oh yeah, definitely. Don't worry, I'm a doctor. So Gretchen, have you played any board games recently?
I haven't had a chance to, really. I haven't been out and about with people.
That's fair.
I think the first time I'd been out with people in a long time was a bachelorette party with the axe throwing.
Oh, okay, that's cool. No, that makes sense. Oh, there are some tentacles here that I'm painting like water, but they're definitely tentacles. Did you just paint the tentacles the same color as the scales?
Yes, because in the art they're the same color.
Okay. I
Just
went
a
through,
different
it's a little hard to
texture.
see on this guy, but I actually have a dark sea green, which I thought was very
That's very appropriate.
on brand for this mini. So that's what I'm doing with the blue right now. I'm just going through and kind of giving that all a base coat, and then I'm realizing that there are some sea tentacles, serpent tentacles here that I have missed, so that I will go back in with the green and start to paint. Tell Dave to wear salmon next week while you two wear pink. Yep. It's true. We should start color coordinating.
All right.
And then we should like have, if people color coordinate at home while they're watching, they get to take a picture of themselves, and then we give them special bonus points.
Fun part is the points don't matter.
Do you want to showcase your mini?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm done with him. Otherwise, I am going to definitely get a little too much.
Let's see if I can make this a little less crazy. Do, do, do.
If I keep going, I'm gonna ruin them.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, let me change the camera angle real quick. Da 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 da. So you don't have to just see me. Yeah, I think it's knowing when to stop is definitely an important aspect of, honestly, any creative process. Because it is very easy to just take it too far and go like, hey, let me keep detailing this and detailing it. Although for like that mini that you painted with the, nope, not this one. That one mini with all the details, the frost giant, like that one required you, you know, to have.
To just keep going.
Keep going. All right, let's bring him over here. Thank you. Oh yeah, I love him. He's looking awesome.
Yeah. There he be, in all his glory.
There he blows. Let me just take this. Let me see if I can get it a little bit better. Just give me a moment. There we go.
I feel like I'm at the eye doctor.
I know, right?
Is this better?
Is
Is
better?
this better?
Yeah, when they do the, is it better? Well, and you know what's terrible is like for a while I was like, oh yeah, they're the same. They're the same. They're the same. And then finally the doctor was like, you have to tell me which one's different. And I was like, but they're the same. She was like, pick one. I was like, okay. She's like, they can't actually be the same. I was like, okay. So yeah, here's a little rotating on this guy. So we have some really nice water work here. And we do see the like nice yellow you got there.
Yeah, he glow. He glowing. There he glow.
There he glow. There he glow. I wonder if that's more in focus. It's a little hard to see. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, so you just kept... So only the shifter is on the belly part.
No, there's shifter on the whole thing.
I mean, sorry. You didn't put green there. You put... did you put green on the belly?
Originally,
or no?
I did put green on the belly, but then I started trying to find things to take up my time. So
okay.
I started highlighting it. And then I was like,
Gotcha.
I don't know if
Okay.
I actually like that so much. So then I recovered it with shifter.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, this is a very high-tech spinner, so you're welcome.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm really liking him. And
I
how
like using that color blue for water. I think it's just a good...
Yeah, what color is that?
That's just teal, turquoise.
Oh, okay.
Game color turquoise.
Nice.
Hervalejo.
Very nice.
That nice kind of just a touch of green in that blue. So
Scales
it's very
pop
tropical.
nicely. Yes. Yeah, he feels like a warm water mini. All right, with the last 10 minutes, do you want to start another mini?
go, go, go! If you have a really fast one.
A really fast one. Let's see.
I don't know. It's one of the guys over there that I started on but didn't.
Oh yeah, he's actually over here. Let me get him. Yeah, the guy with the chains.
Yeah, that Dave and we'll just pass him back and forth, and eventually he'll get done.
Here we go.
Ooh. As I almost just yeet him. It's fine.
No, it's okay. My hand was like shaking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with his face at all because Dave made a beautiful face for him.
Okay. Yeah, he did actually. So yeah, this is Gretchen's mini. This is the Ukotoa. This is part of the board game Ukotoa from Darrington Press. That's all part of the Critical Role world. And interestingly, it's a semi-cooperative game where like you're sort of co-oping, but then at a certain point, you kind of want to let your friends die. So that
Those are some big teeth. In the box art, they look more like fangs or gills, like almost viperish, almost like it's a snake. But they are white on the box
Yeah, it looks
art.
like a cobra.
So there we be. Artistic
Okay.
choices were made.
Yeah, and actually, could you lower your painting real quick? Thank you. And just keep it around there. Thanks. Sorry.
Jeez, cracking the whip.
Cracking the whip. Oh yeah, I should have brought it down here. I didn't even think about it. But next week, I did get our shipment in from Alliance, and I did get that terrain kit.
Ooh.
It's very big, so there actually is only one, not two. And I just have to open it up and kind of see like how you and Dave will be able to tackle it together. But my hope is to kind of take basically the rest of all, like some of August. Maybe it doesn't have to be all of August, but some of August to paint that up and
Sounds like a plan to me.
build a terrain set, because that is all that like game master set that we will eventually be painting. Dave, Army Painter is coming out with some ones for Free RPG Day that are related to that like have that same sort of kit feel.
That'd be cool. I'm gonna give him some pinstripes.
And so
I like
right
that
now, Gretchen is finishing up a mini that she painted from last week for the Malifaux box.
And that Dave painted the week before that.
And Dave painted the week before that, yeah. So he's kind of a
multi-painter project.
multi-painter project. Nothing wrong with that. He's
No.
well loved.
Yeah.
He is very well loved. So yeah, people in the chat, like, would you be interested in seeing some terrain building? That's kind of our hope, or what I'm hoping Dave and Gretchen can do for the next few weeks. Or not as long as it needs. I don't want it to sound like for like the next month I'm gonna force Dave and Gretchen to build terrain if they don't want to, you know? Like, if you find, like, this isn't enjoyable, that's fine. But I figured it would be kind of a fun thing to test out on the show.
I think it'll be fun, and I have no problem painting terrain.
Okay.
I feel like it'll break things up.
And it's also building terrain.
Ooh. I can't guarantee I'll be good at that. But I will try real hard for people. These are not the most beautiful straight pinstripes in the world. But they're the pinstripes he gets.
They're the pinstripes he deserves.
Not even sure about that one.
He doesn't deserve them. That's fine.
Try to get some.
But yeah, thank you for everybody who's been joining with us, chatting with us, painting along with us.
Starting to look more like zebra stripes, and I'm like, that's a choice.
Hey, animal print never goes out of style.
That is... He's gonna rock it. I don't know what this pattern is, but... So it'll be like Play-Doh for minis. Oh, man.
Look at Black Magic Craft. Okay. I will. I'll check it out.
Yeah, so I'm just leaning into the weird stripy texture. I'm like, this man is a man of fashion.
Which honestly I think kind of plays into The rest of these Malifaux minis, like,
We were very fashion conscious.
They were very
It's
fashionable.
a very interesting pattern. I'm leaving it because it's cool.
oh yeah, and I wanted to do giveaways for those,
You did.
but I forgot for this episode.
And honestly, I'm gonna take that purple that we did. I'm gonna give him a purple vest.
Ooh, but purple from
Yeah,
that
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
like coat.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give him
Oh, he does terrain. Yeah, cool.
a funky purple vest and add a little bit of gray to it to desaturate it. Fun tip.
A little what?
I was gonna say I'm putting a little bit of gray into that purple to desaturate it,
Oh, okay.
just so
good
it's
to
not
know.
as like purple.
Not as bright. Which I think works for older clothing, like time. If that's the look you're going for.
It's gonna be like, I swear I didn't paint that this color.
What is that? Madness. Oh, washes, oh washes. Washes, oh washes.
It'd be like he had to match, Dave.
He just had to.
You couldn't leave him out.
Nope.
That'd be rude. I also appreciate that Dave painted part of the undershirt, which means that I'm gonna have to go back and paint the shirt while everything else is painted. Which is super, like, I'm sure, like, for Dave it would not be that hard, but for me, yeah, that's more difficult.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't have left it for that part in your painting
No,
process.
I would have done it first.
Right.
And then I would have been like, okay, now, because it's so tiny that if I mess up or get messy, I can touch it up whenever I paint other things.
Gotcha. Gotta run for the night. See y'all next week. Thanks, JT. Thanks for joining. It's always good to have you around.
Yes.
Stay safe and keep on keeping on. We'll see you next week. We're almost done for the night, so just want to get a couple more of these details. I'm right now, you know, I'm...
Now you're on the other side of it, Leona.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. So I painted up the dark sea green onto the blue parts, and you can see it a little bit on camera. It's just a little difficult to see. And when I'm actually going back in with the dark sea green and creating like a little bit of a wash here so that I can put it on the fins, because the fins are really bright. And just kind of give them a little bit more fin definition. There's a lot of ribbing like already on the plastic, so it makes it very easy. Like if ideally I would like have a contrast paint or something and just paint this stuff over, but I'm using a watered down dark sea gray because I want to make sure that the shadows tie in with the water. Because what I have learned in watching the show along with everyone for so many weeks is that it's smart to kind of limit your palette so that you're not using like 10 different shadow colors or like 3 different highlights, you know? You basically use one for each.
Yeah.
And then that allows you to really start having like that cohesive look on...
I think limiting your palette too at the beginning gives you a greater appreciation of how to use color to your greatest advantage.
True. Yeah.
Because you have to start to think critically about how those colors interact with each other.
Right, like how would this play out as a highlight, or how would these colors mix? I think that's the thing for me, mixing is sometimes very difficult. Time to get dinner cooking. I have my pink shirt ready for next week. See ya. Thanks for joining Lucafio. Appreciate you stopping by. Also, hello, Sumkey. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We're like about to wrap up. We've painted up some Ukotoas from Darrington Press from the Ukotoa board game, and I will put my mini now on display
Ooh.
so you can kind of see it. Oops. There we go. Look, they're brother and sister or something.
That's cute. That's
So-
cute. I like that teal green. That
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can
blue
kind of
green.
see, yeah. So you went with like a warmer green tone,
Yep.
and I think mine is obviously cooler, obviously because of the like white.
Yours is much more emerald.
Yeah, yeah. And it was partly because I was using just this color from Vallejo called black green that we had from like a different paint set.
I love how you did the gradient on the side of the belly there.
Oh, thank
I think
you.
that ended up looking really, really good.
Yeah, I tried a little bit. It's a little hard to see on camera, but there is a little, I did try and attempt a little finesse on between those two colors.
No, I think it looks great. It reminds me of like you would see with actual fish.
Yeah.
Basses or
Yeah,
trout
yeah,
or anything
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Those like kind of big fish. And then, yeah, even on camera, you can kind of see the blue-gray. So what I like about yours is like tropics. And mine is maybe a little colder.
It's like a lake.
Yeah, or lake. Yeah, yeah, kind of this like more grungy water from the North Atlantic.
Yours is in the bay.
Mine's in the
And
bay.
mine is in Florida.
Mine's in the Atlantic Ocean from like in New Jersey.
And mine's in
Cape May.
California. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. It's just like the cool like summer monster. Mine's the like angry New York monster. Next, you can paint one that is looking for their son. Okay, good stuff. No, but I kind of like how there are those differences there, and I actually will. I hope to work more on this guy, and what I might do is just bring these like travel paint sets home, or paints from our paint night set, because I can take them home without like taking home huge bottles. And so yeah, my hope is to kind of keep working on this guy and make him, you know, a little bit more fancy.
I
So,
think you look great.
yeah, I'm excited about that. You can name it Hudson. Yes, I love
Love
that. That's amazing. It's
Absolutely
true.
love it.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So
It's at the end of the night.
we are now at the end of our programming.
How was your first day on this side? On this side of the camera?
I would say it was good. I think I didn't stop talking, so I'm sorry, everyone.
I was gonna say, isn't that the goal? Isn't that? We finally found the cure to our
was
dead air.
joking. Yeah. Bring me on, and I'll not stop talking about how much I love Arizona.
It's what we needed all along.
Yeah, me just being like not behind the screen. No, it's been really fun. Yeah, I've enjoyed. You know, there are some workings behind the scenes that you guys can't see that are a little bit difficult sometimes. So thank you for bearing with us if like I'm a little blurry or Gretchen's not perfectly framed. That just little kinks. So, but next week, Dave will be back and Gretchen will be here as well, and we will be getting into that terrain army painter set and just kind of see what that leads us to. So hopefully Gretchen and Dave will be able to do some building and then potentially some painting. I kind of have to touch base with Dave and maybe even you to just kind of see what's doable in an episode or like what would be
Yeah.
good, like what you would feel comfortable doing. Like, okay, we build like this little scene or something, or like, okay, we're gonna paint.
Next week, Dave will be behind the scenes. We'll all be behind the scenes as we build the scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Live
Oh my
on
gosh,
camera.
yeah. Actually, though. So, but yeah, it was very fun to be here. Thank you to everyone who has joined and was chatting with us. We had a lot of fun, and I saw that, curious how that works out. Yep, it will be interesting. to
We'll
see
learn.
how that all works out. So, thank you to everyone. Do you have any final thoughts, Gretchen? Or?
Final thoughts. Join us next Thursday for creating some awesome terrain, and we'll see you at your friendly local game store.
Bye. Let me
Find the button. Find the button.
Find the button.
It's a
the
false
button. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.